Analysts suggest that Niger's junta is now in a stronger position than the regional bloc that had threatened military action. 1 week after the deadline passed for rebellious soldiers in Niger to reinstate the ousted president or face military intervention, the junta has not complied. Military action remains on hold, and the coup leaders seem to be gaining the upper hand over the regional entity that issued the ultimatum. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, had given the soldiers who overthrew President Mohamed Bazoum until the previous Sunday to release and reinstate him under threat of military intervention. Following this, ECOWAS ordered the deployment of a standby force, with Nigeria, Benin, Senegal and Ivory Coast committing troops. However, the timing and manner of the troop deployment remain uncertain. The junta's influence is growing while the bloc deliberates on its course of action. Ulf Laessing, the head of the Sahel program at the Konrad Adenauer Foundation, stated, "It appears that the coup leaders have emerged victorious and will maintain their position. They hold all the cards and have solidified their rule." Laessing suggests that ECOWAS is unlikely to resort to military intervention, as it could risk plunging Niger into civil war. Instead, the bloc and Western nations may pressure the junta to accept a brief transitional period. Acknowledging the junta may become necessary for Europe and the United States to uphold security cooperation in the region, according to Laessing. The coup on July 26th dealt a significant blow to Western nations, which considered Niger a crucial partner in countering the escalating jihadi insurgency tied to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group in the Sahel region. The US and France have over 2,500 military personnel stationed there and have invested substantial funds in training Niger's forces. Uncertainty lingers after ECOWAS's announcement of the standby force deployment. The meeting of the region's defense chiefs discussing the force deployment was postponed indefinitely. The African Union plans a meeting on Monday to address Niger's crisis. The Peace and Security Council of the group could overrule the decision if it deems the intervention a threat to continental peace and security. The postponement of the defense chiefs meeting indicates that ECOWAS views the use of force as a final resort, says Nate Allen, an associate professor at the Africa Center for Strategic Studies. Insiders from the junta suggest they are preparing for conflict, particularly as the soldiers refuse to negotiate unless ECOWAS recognizes their leader, General Abdurrahmane Chiani, as the new ruler. Amid the ongoing standoff between the coup leaders and regional nations, concerns grow for the safety of Bazoum, who remains under house arrest. Those close to him report deteriorating conditions with no essential services. The junta warned a senior US diplomat that they would execute Bazoum if neighboring countries attempted military intervention. As the power struggle continues, most Nigerians attempt to lead their lives amid demonstrations. The streets of Niamey remain mostly peaceful, interspersed with sporadic pro-junta rallies. Security forces swiftly quell any pro-Bazoum demonstrations. Residents expressed their sentiments by marching and biking through Niamey's downtown, venting anger at ECOWAS. Although Niger is in a precarious state, the coup has brought a semblance of freedom to the streets. However, any aggression towards Niger would be unacceptable, warned Saidou Isaka, a resident. In a demonstration on Friday, hundreds marched towards France's military base, demanding the withdrawal of French forces. The Wagner Group, linked to Russia, is already present in several African countries, facing accusations of human rights abuses. The junta reportedly sought assistance from these mercenaries. Boubacar Adamou, a tailor in Niamey, said he produced numerous Russian flags since the coup began. Yet, many Nigerians prioritize their families over protests, focusing on securing food. The country, with a population of 25 million, is among the world's poorest, and ECOWAS's sanctions and economic restrictions are taking a toll. Musa Ahmed, a food seller in Niamey, noted a 20% increase in food prices since the coup. The power shortage, due to a reduction in supply from neighboring Nigeria, affects businesses like his. Humanitarian groups already grappling with assisting over 4 million people in need foresee the crisis worsening the dire situation. Jan Egeland, Secretary General for the Norwegian Refugee Council, emphasized that prioritizing military objectives over civilian governance has far-reaching implications for civilians. Economic sanctions and aid suspensions will significantly deteriorate living conditions in a nation already under substantial strain, Egeland said. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.